Back in the year 2000, India hardly had 60 plus career choices to choose from. We are in 2024 today. India has more than 650 plus career choices to choose from. By 2030, you can expect India would have more than 1,500 plus career choices to choose from. But even today, 7 out of 10 parents choose science, engineering, or medicine.
Hi, welcome to Slate, your very own school search engine that helps you find the best schools for your kid based on various filters and parameters. Today, we have Mr. Ajay, who's the career director of the academic city, which is in Nelamangala town in Bengaluru. Let's speak to him and understand more about the school and some general concerns that parents whose kids are studying in the higher standards are likely to have. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Thank you so much, Shantanu. Very happy to be here.
Thank you. Our pleasure. So, to begin with, the school is currently positioned as a school which is a career oriented one, which helps kids with great direction or great clarity in terms of direction that they want to take in regards to their career. So, why did you pick up such an important niche? And can you take us through the journey so far of the school?
Excellent. And thanks for this question. It's a very favorite question of mine. Every single parent who comes here asks, why are you a career oriented school? And what do you mean by you're a career oriented school? I would put it this way, right? Back in the year 2000, India hardly had 60 plus career choices to choose from. We are in 2024 today. India has more than 650 plus career choices to choose from. By 2030, you can expect India would have more than 1,500 plus career choices to choose from. But even today, 7 out of 10 parents choose science, engineering, or medicine. I'm not against it. It's one of the best careers that you can choose today as well. But we choose careers even without knowing why we are choosing and what we are choosing. It is very important in an Indian landscape like today. We are the fifth largest economy, and we need to be very focused on what we make our children for the future. Career orientation is very important. If you go back to Britain, if you go to US, if you go to Singapore, career orientation is a part of every single school, and children are nurtured to literally help them know what their core strengths are, and the school nurtures them based on that. And that kind of an setup or an environment we have not seen much in India. And even before we started a school, we were a hardcore career counseling organization. We were helping students identify their core strengths and let them know what they are supposed to do in their lives. And that translated into a deeper vision of wanting to start, career-oriented school by Mr. Shripal and Maipal. That is how the entire evolution of career orientation started. Yeah.
Great. And where does the obvious choices like the syllabus and other aspects come into play while student is choosing their career path?
This is a very important, a crucial question that you have asked. We all go to movies, right? We all go to movies and we see a hero on the screen, and we always wanted to be that, correct? So it's very similar for a child. A child reads about a particular career on a book, or they, hear about a particular career from their friends, or maybe the teacher might have told about a particular career. So every single time a new person talks about a career, their ideas and their interests keep changing because they're kids, and that is how you're supposed to be as kids. You keep thinking about new choices. But the real challenge is, are you matured enough to choose your career? Did you really put the right aspects into your thinking process to choose a career? So choosing your subjects, choosing the right career, choosing the right university, all of that is in fact secondary. As a school, we are very keen. That's secondary. The primary is to identify simple three things. We call it APIs. We call it your aptitude, your personality, and your interest. Your aptitude is what you're good at. Your personality is how do you face the world, and interest is what is that something that you really like doing. When you combine these three, you get the nutshell, or you get the center point of what you are. And when you combine that with your progress cards and your favorite subjects that you learn at school and your co-curricular activities, or I would say your hobbies, when you integrate all of this and see, you would easily be able to identify what the child can actually set out to be in the future. So, but this observation of all of this itself is a task, right? So that is a framework that we have developed very comfortably, very beautifully at the school campus. So up to grade 10, we want students to really explore what they are good at, right? You may be an architect, you may be a designer, you may be a lawyer, you may be a chartered accountant, you may be a nutritionist, you may be a jewelry designer, you may be, who knows? Or you want to go to the Air Force and be an Air Force pilot. So, but the point is, how do we really shortlist, and come down to that core fixation, post which we understand, okay, this is what I want to be in my life, and based on which, what subject should I be better at, and what subject option should I choose at the school, is a decision after you kind of come to a formal conclusion of what you really wanted to do. So even to pick a subject at the school, there is a scientific evaluation that we put in place to pick the subject. And students and parents do really love it, because we have at least 10 rounds of counselings when the student is in grade 9 and 10 with parents to understand what are they supposed to do, right? So picking the subject, picking the stream is a part of the entire school's process. First of all, we tell children to freeze on what they want. If they don't know how to freeze on, we help them to freeze it. And then we choose the subject options and career options and the stream options, etc. That's how it goes. That's the journey.
That's very, very interesting. Because you mentioned about the scientific analysis that a student goes through before freezing on the career that he wants to choose in the 10th or 11th standards. Did you observe any pattern from the student's point of view on what are some general interests they are more inclined towards?
Very nice. I love the series of questions that you're asking. Very true. I can give this with an example. I would not like to take the name of the student, but I can tell the experience that I've
Yeah,
had, right?
please.
I had a student who was in grade 10, and I had to call him to my counseling session or my career room, where I asked him, Beta, what do you want to be in your life? What do you want to really do? He said, Sir, I want to be an automobile engineer. Oh, that's such a niche option. Why do you want to be an automobile engineer? I want to be an automobile engineer because I love cars, I love bikes, I love the way how they are made. Look at them, I love to drive them, So considering all of this, I want to be an automobile engineer because I love automobiles. Then I asked him the next question. That's interesting factor. How great are you with your physics and mathematics? Then he had to look up and down, his balls rolling around the eyes. So now he says, I would like to choose automobile engineering. Yes, my math and physics is not that great. I feel it very difficult to consume math and science. I take some time to analyze and interpret the concepts. Then I asked, how much are you scoring? Then I had to look at his progress reports. He's almost in grade 10, and his scores are anywhere between 60, 65 in math and science. Yeah, you go to 11th and 12th, your math and science, you're going to have complicated math and science. And you go to college, it's going to be even more tougher. But how are you going to do your automobile engineering? Because the entire world of automobile engineering is about how do you make gearboxes, engines, and petrol engine and diesel engine on gasolines and all of that. How are you going to do it? The moment I started showing him the real picture of it, he started getting scared. Sir, this is not what I want to do. Then I asked him, then if this is not what you want to do, you don't want to read about petrol engines and diesel engine, what is it you want to do? He had to pick papers from his bag, and he shows me the pictures of the cars drawn, and he shows me the pictures of the bikes drawn. So I told, Beta, you have been imagining or you've been visualizing to being an automobile designer, not an engineer. Right. So this is a very clear. Now, if you take the world of automobile, there is automobile engineering, there is automobile manufacturing, there is automobile production, there is automobile journalism, there is automobile design. There is so much more in the world of automobile, and it is similar for every industry. But in India, we have this concept called prefix and suffix. Prefix is your interest, and suffix is engineering. Right? You are interested in automobile, you want to be an automobile engineer. You want to be interested in biology, you want to be a biotechnology engineer. If you're good at computer, then you want to be a computer science engineer. But if you're interested in computer science, you can be an engineer, you can be a UI UX designer, you can be a computer sales guy, you can market computers in the world. There's a world of marketing behind it. So, but the point is, we fix to it, right? This is the pattern that I have seen. I'm coming to your question now. Children kind of connect to the things called engineering only. I love engineering. I'm not against it. I'm saying right people to the right attitude should choose engineering, and other people should choose things that actually good for them. Right? This is the pattern. The pattern is they listen to their friends, they listen to the world outside. They don't really know what they are good at. Similar with the parents as well. And when they come and express what they want to become, if I deep dive into their mind and see what do they really have to actually express, they're extremely different. What do they want to become, and what do they want to, and what do they tell? is entirely different. Sometimes it's as teachers, you have to dig deep into their minds and hearts and get the right answer from them so that you'll be able to guide them further. This is a simple pattern or an example that I could tell you.
Got
Yeah.
it. So I understand it is one thing to get the right answer from them and post that personalized guidance and hand holding them and ensuring that they get better at what they're supposed to be in. That's a very tough job considering the kind of bandwidth that most of the teachers have. So how do you manage
Correct.
this bandwidth issues of teachers to ensure that student gets that personalized guidance from everyone?
First of all, because our career guidance program is very strong, we considered and analyzed even before we started the school. We went to the drawing rooms and we drew enough plannings that we need to do. That is when we understood and analyzed that a school alone can't do this. You need a boarding school to get this done. We want the students to be with us throughout the day. We want the teachers to be with us throughout the day. It's not a regular day boarding school, it's a boarding school, so that we have the students access even after 4 in the evening, after 3 in the evening. They don't go back home. It doesn't mean that they don't have time to play. Students love to play. We have in fact given them targets to play every day. 1 hour 30 minutes is for playing, every day 30-40 minutes for yoga and meditation. Every Sunday we watch movie. All of that is there. We also have fun, a lot of fun at school, while academically and career orientally we are strong. All I'm saying is the teachers stay back at the school and the principals stay back at the school. Every single staff is a part of the school member, and they don't go outside the gates, and the students access is there with us all 24 hours, right? So we have times in the evening, we have Saturdays, we have Sundays to work upon, correct? So the time is distributed amongst the day, and we pretty much are able to handle it because we're a boarding school. Had this been a regular school, I'm not very confident that I think I would be able to do more and beyond the academics, books, and co-curriculars and everything like every school does. We're able to do this a little extra. That's because children stay with us back at the campus. I stay at the campus. My principal stays at the campus. We all stay at the campus. So we're with the students all through the day, and we do get time for this.
Got it. And I'm sure it is equally important for faculty to be on the same page, for them to be able to
Correct.
understand the student's requirement and pick them up and guide them in the right direction. So, what sort of
Absolutely.
virtues do you usually look out for while taking a teacher on board?
Yeah. So while we pick teachers on board, we ensure they have their MEd, even lower classes probably be it, and we ensure they have good boarding school experience, because boarding school experience comes along because boarding school life is very, very, very different, right? So when you say boarding school, it's not boarding for the students, it's boarding even for the teachers. That's the first clarity. It's a boarding school. It's not a boarding student school. It's a boarding school. Everybody should be a part of it. And the lifestyle of a boarding school or a boarding teacher is very different. So we ensure, because they are teachers up to 3 and they are parents after 3. Up until the school is over, they are teachers. After 3, they are parents, right? You need to have this, the teachers who work at boarding school, you need to have this, the thought of wanting to dedicate themselves to the students at any point of the day, any given point of the day, not only up to the school time, Saturday or Sunday. No, it is your children. So you don't take a break from your children, right? From your kids, because you are 100% full-time parent. You can't say I'm a part-time parent. So a boarding school teacher is a full-time parent as well. Up to 4, they're a teacher, and after that, they're a parent. So while we hire teachers, while we take teachers, we ensure they have the boarding school experience. They're well defined that they must be able to spend enough and more time with the kids. And we also give them a lot of career orientation, so that the teachers should be, first of all, career oriented. They should be informed about the career choices available, and so that they will be able to pick out and choose what child can become what, and then they give reports to the career director or the career cell about every single child, on what they do, how they do, and based on which we take it up. There is enough trainings and preparations that we give to the teachers before they are boarded as core teachers at the campus.
That's nice. And what's the usual admission process like? Which time of the year should a parent reach out to you to get the admission?
Generally, anywhere from December to February or March could be the right time. And we have a very clear process, I would say. We want the parent and the student to be inclined towards ready for career orientation. If I may take a couple of minutes to explain this process,
Please.
it's very important, I would say. What we mean by this process is I would first of all put boarding schools into three categories. All right. It is not a category where the government or the council has given. There's a category that I've observed. It's my, I'm categorically putting them into three pieces.
Okay.
The first piece of boarding school are, I would say, they are definitely schools, but I call them lifestyle schools where, the core focus is, of course, academics and education, like every school does. But students start networking as young as they are. Parents do come from extraordinarily powerful background. That's one set of area. There's one more kind of schools where I would say they do three things. They do academics, and they do academics. There's one kind of, they're just academics, right? The another set of schools that does academics, co-curricular, sports. I'm saying boarding schools that are holistic. So we neither come from the category one or two. We come to the third category. We are a school that is pretty holistic. For us, academics is important. For us, co-curricular is important. We want children to be good at sports, and we want them to be clear with the career that they are choosing. That's the core of the entire thing. Because we are career oriented, we want to let the parents know that the child will be exposed to various career options when they are in grade 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. When they are in 11th when they're 11th and 12th, we'll also help them prepare for those careers. I want to be an engineer. I want to prepare you for IIT and NEET. If you want to be a doctor, I will prepare you for NEET. If you want to be a designer, I'll prepare you for an ID. You want to be a chartered accountant, I'll prepare you for CA. I want to be a lawyer, I'll prepare you for CLAT. If you want to be a fashion designer, I want to prepare you for NIFT. If you want to be an architect, I want to prepare you for NATA. If you want to be a business manager, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to prepare you for IPMAT, it is an IIM's entrance exam for undergraduate students. So we want children and parents to be clear and aware that when you come to the school, you will be career oriented. You will be ready for that orientation. And the process goes very simple. You can always reach out to Yellow Slate team and let them know that you would like to be in touch with us. Then Yellow Slate puts them to us, and they can come down for a campus tour. They can see the campus. They can talk to me if I'm available in the campus, or to the principal. And we would definitely have an entrance exam. We want the children to be doing good, at least their basics, because as a school, we know that we need to improve them, but we want their basics to be in place. And post which an interview will be mandatory, and then with the career cell director. And also they can meet a few teachers. If at all the child is finding difficulty with any particular subject, they can also meet the teachers of that particular department, understand what they can do about it, and then fill an application form and make a registration within 15 days from the time when they make an application. So this is as simple as that, but the school reserves the complete admission based on the readiness for the parent and the children to be career oriented.
That's great. Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
Thank you, Shantam. Thanks for calling me. It was a pleasure talking to you. Bye.